Hi everyone, it's Ronita Baird, PEI's medium, and tonight is Angel Talk Thursday. And tonight we are going to be talking about signs from heaven. How do our heavenly loved ones come close to us to let us know in the physical world that they're still around us, that they're sending us their love, that they're sending us their light, that they're still watching over us. So we'll be talking about some of the most common ways that Spirit lets us know that they're still around. But before we get into that, I wanted to go over a couple of things. So number one, I'm heading up to Western Prince Edward Island this coming weekend to do private sessions with people. I have one appointment left. If you're interested in it, at the end of this video, you can send me an email off to ronitamarybaird@gmail.com, or you can send me a note through my PEI Medium Facebook page as well, and I'll be sure to get back to you. The other thing that I want to talk about is that coming up in September and again in November, I am teaching the Angel Communication Levels 1, 2, and 3. So what these courses are is I started these courses about 4 or 5 years ago, and they're a compilation of, I did my angel therapy workshops with Charles Virtue, the oldest son of Doreen Virtue. So all of these angel cards that I work with are by Doreen Virtue. And anyway, I had to travel to New York in order to take this course. And and since then, I've been doing a lot of studying with other mediums across North America. So what I've done is I've taken the best of what I've learned from angel communication, or as Charles Virtue calls it, Doreen Virtue calls it angel therapy. Charles Virtue refers to it as certified angel practitioner. I call it angel communicator. But what that actually is it's branching from everything I learned from Charles, plus I've integrated some of the things that I've learned in psychic development and mediumship development with my other teachers as well, and compiled it into 3 levels. So level 1 is all about learning who the angels are and how they communicate with us. So a lot of people will contact me and say, well, Ronita, when are you going to teach an intuition class? Or when are you going to teach how to protect yourself energetically class? Well, all of that is part of angel communication. Because essentially what this is we're teaching you who the angels are and what they are, and how you can integrate them into your life. We teach you how to protect yourself energetically on all different levels. We teach you how to intuitively intuit angel communication, and we teach you about the 6th sense, what it is, and how to use it, and how to use it effectively and healthfully so that you can live a happy and fulfilled and feel peaceful in your life. Because there's no sense in learning how to talk to the dead or talk to all of that paranormal stuff if you don't have a solid foundation and a solid base in how to manage your own energy. If you don't know how to manage your own energy, you should not be doing intuitive stuff at all, because you could seriously hurt yourself mentally and spiritually in a lot of ways, and we just don't want that. So what I teach people is, number 1, how to use energy and interact with your own energy in the world around you in a healthful way. Teach you how to develop your 6th sense in a healthful way, and also how to intuit guidance from the angelic realm. So that's level 1. Level 2 adds to that, and level 3 even more so. And then with those levels, you have the opportunity of joining in a private angel communicator Facebook group so that you can connect with other people that communicate with angels. And the people that have studied with me are now going out into the public and working with the public and doing things for people in the communities on a regular basis. And I'm very, very proud of them for doing that. And they work really hard at it. And I can tell you from watching over these people that it has changed their lives in the most positive of ways, because learning to communicate with angels, there's no going back. It just changes your life, makes you feel more peaceful, more positive. You become more positive about life and about yourself, and you set goals for yourself, and you help other people, and it's just so powerful. So anyway, so I really invite you to check that out on my Facebook page, and or not, sorry, not my Facebook page, my website, RonitaBairdPEI.com. And if you have any questions at all, you can send them off in an email, or you can call my home office and leave me a message. I usually have my ringer off, but I always respond to voicemails. So leave me a voicemail and I'll be sure to get back to you. Okay, so let's talk about spirit and how they connect to it with us, how they let us know that they're still around, because wow, do they ever have a lot of different ways. And I'm actually in the midst of writing a book about all of the different ways that spirit is communicating with us and letting us know that they're around and watching over us. And I'm actually accepting stories from people just like you that have actually had an experience. So let's go through some of the ways that spirit will communicate with us. And I'm only going to go through about half of them tonight. And then next week, I'm going to do the rest of them, because I'm going to do the most common ones today. And then next week, I'm going to go through the ones that aren't so common, but they're pretty powerful and awesome when they do happen. So the first thing that I'm going to talk about is when spirit comes really close to us, because spirit is non-physical light. Spirit is non-physical energy, alive. It's alive energy. And when spirit wants to say hi from heaven, they can actually do the most miraculous things. And the biggest sign that they will bring for a lot of folks is finding coins. And it's not just, you know, jumping in the car and looking down and you see that you have some coins in your coin compartment. It's nothing like that. It's when you clean the house and you go over to the corner within an hour later and there's a dime sitting right there on the corner of the coffee table, and you're like, where did that come from? Well, I'll tell you where it came from. It came from spirit, because spirit was around you, watching over you and guiding you. And that's their way of saying hello from heaven. Usually it's dimes. When we had pennies in Canada, it used to be those shiny new pennies, but now it's a lot of dimes. And a friend of mine, Karen Forrest, the angel lady, she will often say, to heck with dimes. I want loonies and toonies. So she tells her loved ones in heaven, bring me loonies and toonies, please. I get dimes, and I keep a lot of them. And every time I find a dime, I put it in my a little jar and I save it, and I call it, those are my dimes from heaven. So watch for your dimes, or if you want, like my friend Karen, go for the toonies and loonies. Just fill your boots with it. The next most common way that spirit will connect with us is by the winged messengers, I call them. So the winged messengers are your birds. So that can be your blue jays, your eagles, your hummingbirds, but as well, winged messengers are also your butterflies, your dragonflies, or your ladybugs showing up. So how do you know the difference between if it's spirit coming close to you or it's just seeing a bird? Well, the difference is that it will be out of the norm. So, for example, you go outside and there's always crows sitting on the line of the clothesline or something, and they're always squawking at you. So that's not spirit saying hello, okay? But let's say you're in the graveyard and you're at a celebration of life and you're placing someone to rest, and you look up into the sky, and all of a sudden you see this beautiful eagle flying overhead. And seeing that eagle just immediately strikes you, it's attracted your attention, and it brings you such a sense of peace. That's a spirit visitation. That's when spirit's energy, because they are energy, they will connect with the energy of the bird. and they will hold the bird around you or take it to your vision, and it may only last for just a minute or two, and then the bird goes off. So it's that random sighting. It's when the bird comes really close to you or catches you so much so that you're just drawn to it or magnetized to it. Let's say you're at the kitchen sink and you happen to look out the window and you're looking over the deck, and then the blue jay comes right up, right, and lights on the post and just sits there for about a minute, and it just touches your heart in such a fashion. That's a spirit visitation. If you're sitting on the deck or you're outside on a nice summer day and all of a sudden a dragonfly just comes into your path and comes really, really close to you, or even lights on you, that's a spirit visitation, because your loved one in heaven's energy has touched that winged messenger in such a way that they bring them really, really close to you. So the dragonflies, butterflies, ladybugs, eagles, blue jays, whatever we call them, the winged messengers, and that's one of the ways the spirit loves to come near us, because nature doesn't have ego. So it can't say, oh no, you can't touch me, or you can't connect with my thoughts and bring me over to your loved one. They don't say that. Spirit or nature is just completely open to that, and they will do that. So it's wonderful. Now, another way that spirit connects with us or says hello from heaven is through the elements, continuing in nature signs, the element of plants, bushes, shrubs, and trees, even potted plants, flowering outside of their normal time to flower. Okay, so just the other day, a friend of mine put on Facebook her snowball bush. There was a beautiful big white bloom on her snowball bush, and she jokingly put it on Facebook and said, I guess this snowball bush completely forgot that it was the wrong season to be in bloom, because snowball bushes are in May and 1st of June in Prince Edward Island. And I piped up and wrote, but is it someone's birthday or anniversary of a passing? And she wrote back, yes, that it was her father-in-law's birthday and anniversary of his passing. It was just right around this time. So spirit will do that. I've also seen where another client of mine had a beautiful lilac bush in her backyard. And we all know that lilac bushes are in full bloom for the month of June. Her lilac bush was in full bloom in September. And she really was always thinking about her son who had passed away. And it was just so random and so beautiful, and just such a treat for her to see that happen for her. Another example of the trees and so on was when my father passed away. It was mid-December. And earlier that spring, I had planted some apple trees and cherry trees in my backyard. And the boys had run over one of the cherry trees. I mean, just snapped it right in half. And I thought for sure this tree was done, because I'm serious, like the little branches, there wasn't a bud or a leaf on the thing. And I thought for sure it was dead. And I just thought, well, I'll just leave it through the winter, and in the springtime it may come back, and if it doesn't, it's not a big deal. I'll just take it out of the ground. But anyway, mid-December, the day we got home from my father's funeral, I got out of the car and I was immediately drawn to look at my broken cherry tree. Well, the thing was covered in green leaves. We're talking mid-December. There's not a leaf on any of the trees in my yard or anywhere in PEI. Every leaf is gone. And there's this little cherry tree, and the leaves are green and plump. And I thought, why didn't I notice that before? But that was a sign from my Father in heaven. So plants, bushes, shrubs, trees, even potted plants flowering at a season is another way that Spirit will say hello from heaven. So another way that Spirit will say hello as well is through music. So that's pretty awesome. So anyway, so just today, a friend of mine, her grandmother passed away. Well, I didn't realize this, but about an hour after the passing, I had just sent her off a text, and I wanted to touch base with her and see how things were going. And I said, how is your grandmother doing? And so anyway, she texted me back and said, Grammy passed about an hour ago. And just when she said that to me, the song on the radio was Knock, Knock, Knocking on Heaven's Door. I almost missed it because I was kind of daydreaming and not paying attention. And all of a sudden, it's like I woke up and I heard the lyrics, knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. And I was like, oh, that's a sign for her from her grandmother. So I immediately texted her back and I said, guess what song is playing right now? So anyway, so that's songs, random songs that will come on. Listen to them because you can almost miss them, that they're so synchronistic. Another time when my father passed away, I would go Saturday nights to the grocery store to get my groceries. And 3 weekends in a row, 3 Saturday nights in a row, as soon as I got in the car and turned on my radio, it was the Saturday night hoedown because I often wouldn't get to get groceries until after 6 p.m., Daddy's Girl was playing. Not one Saturday, but the next Saturday it happened again. And the next Saturday it happened again. So random lyrics and songs are phenomenal as far as signs from heaven. So that's the 4th thing. I'm going to give you one more thing tonight, and that is feathers. So anyway, Spirit will often encourage a bird to drop their feather in your path as a way of saying hello. And I often see feathers as being a sign of angels around us, but not just angels, but our loved ones on the other side that we consider to be our guardian angels watching over us. And that can be a wonderful thing to find. So when you're walking, there was one day I was in my classroom at school because I'm a teacher as well. And anyway, I was just walking through my door and I looked down, and on the threshold of my door in the school was a white feather, a single white feather in my path. So I picked it up and I saved it. And I've been finding feathers continuously since then. And every time I find a feather, I pick it up. So sometimes I'll go out and in the morning, there might be a feather stuck to the window on the driver's side of my car. So I collect that and take it off with me. So I collect my angel feathers, I call them. So those are just 5 very common ways that Spirit will say hello from heaven. Next week, I'm going to continue with the more non-common ways, but it still is ways that heaven can connect with us. But I also like to do a lot of messages when I'm with people, and I see that I've kind of gone a little bit over. I was kind of hoping to keep it to 15 minutes talking about this, but now I'm at the 19-minute mark. So I'm going to get right down to giving messages. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to give a message to everybody that's live and everybody that's watching this on a rerun as well. So I'm going to pull this card from the Magical Messages from the Fairies Oracle card deck, because the angels say you guys need to pick me up this week, because it's been a little bit of a rough week for a lot of folks in a lot of different ways, whether it's situational or the big energy shift that just happened because Mercury retrograde's behind us. Now things are going to get easier, and if you've been struggling with anything, you're going to start to see the light at the end of the tunnel really, really soon. So the fairies, they're all about bringing joy into our life and bringing laughter back into us and putting a little bit of pep into our step. So Alrighty. So the card that comes forward for everyone this week is the Sun card. And the message is your son is watched over and protected as he explores. Now, this is a general message for everyone. So when I quiet my mind and I connect with the angels and the fairies and I ask them what it is that they want everyone to know, is that this card states that your loved ones, not so as the card is specific to the sun, the angels want to say that this is all of the children, and that includes you. So it doesn't matter. In God's eyes, you're all children. So it doesn't matter if you're 6 or you're 86. You're still a child, and you're still learning. And what the message is that you are being watched over and protected as you're exploring and going through your world. So anytime you feel a little bit shaken, like you feel like you're not feeling your angel's protection, stop and just say, either out loud or with your thoughts, angels, please come around me and show me specific signs so that I will know that you're with me. And then watch for your sign, okay? All right, so I'll get down now. I'll be more than glad to answer questions about signs from heaven. I'd be more than glad to give you a message from a loved one on the other side. First name and relationship to you, please and thank you. I'd be glad to answer a life question, if simple yes or no, or pull an angel card for you, so either or. So let's see here. What do we have? Okay. All right. Okay. Melissa Halliday. I'm having a rough time right now. I would like to know if there are any angels around me and supporting me. Yes, there are, because when we perceive we are having a rough time, that's when the angels come closer to us. But the angels are also saying to tell you that you need to get out more, you need to go and get out into the sunshine and the fresh air, and you need to connect with more people. And the angels are saying that by doing that, it will actually make you feel better inside, and then you will start to naturally feel better, but help will come your way as well. I'm going to pull a card for you as well, and I'm being guided to pull an angel card from the Saints and Angels Oracle card deck. And no wonder you've been feeling that way, Melissa. I've been feeling that way too, because the energy this summer has just been a wower. As far as really throwing people off their game. There's been so many things happening for so many different people, and you are not the first person to say that to me in the past few days. Not. So don't think you're alone in this either. Sometimes shifting your vibration can really help you to kind of get out of that energy field. Sea salt baths are phenomenal. Sea salt baths. Get your crystals, stock them in your bra, put them in your bellies, like put them in your pockets, like crystallize yourself. And sometimes too, drinking more water, because I find if we get dehydrated, and sometimes adding a little pinch of Himalayan pink salt to your drinking water and stirring it up and dissolving that will also help with electrolytes as well, okay? So just be aware of that. 3 things to really help with that. Oh, look at this. So this is the Mother card, and this is Mother Mary. So anytime this card comes forward, this says that Mother Mary is around you. And I often see Mother Mary around mothers that are in need of a pick-me-up, that are in need of some extra love and attention. So make sure that you're aware that Mother Mary is with you, and call on Mother Mary and ask her just to bring you more peace or whatever it is that you want. So I'll leave you with that for this week. Michelle Egley-Shantz, I hope I'm saying that right. Would love to hear if you have anything from Perry, and would love to hear from him. I miss him so much. Okay, let's get a message from Perry from Michelle. Okay. So, you are the #1 girl in his life, he says to tell you, and you still are and will always be, because he holds you so close to his heart, And he also, I'm seeing a double heart symbol, Michelle, so I know that this is a happy anniversary from heaven, because Spirit will often show me the double hearts whenever there's a happy anniversary from heaven as well. I also see a double ring symbol, and I know that he's telling me that either there was an engagement or a marriage in the family, or there is one coming. So because I see the that ring symbol as well. I also see he's like he says he's looking over you and watching over you and the family and the kids, and he's like she's having so much fun, because he tells me that he watches you going and doing things this summer, and he says that's good because it keeps your heart light. And he says that's important for you and the family right now. He's just blowing lots and lots of kisses to you as well. And he wishes you, the one thing he really wishes for you is a really good night's sleep, because he says, Ronita, she has not been sleeping very good. And I almost feel like you're taking something to help you sleep, but it's just not doing what it's supposed to do, he says. He says, tell her that I lie with her when she sleeps at night. He shows me, and I don't know if you lie on your left side, but he shows me an image of you lying on your left side, and he is lying behind you, spooning you as to help you to fall asleep and to bring you some peace as well, he says. And he says, watch for the feathers. Watch for the feathers, he says, because he's showing me dropping feathers in your path. So if you go out for a nature walk, or the next time you go outside, watch for your feathers, because he says, I'm going to bring her a whole whack of them, he says, to let her know that I am watching over her. So I'll leave you with that, okay? Okay, Bernice Arsenault Noonan would love a message from my mother-in-law that I never met, Lucilla Noonan. Okay, so Bernice, even though you may never have met your mother-in-law, Spirit doesn't care about that. That's all physical world stuff. They love you just the same, and they watch over you. And when I connect with Lucilla, I almost feel like I passed relatively young, is what she's showing me. And she's showing me a baby in her arms, and I'm not sure if this is passing when I have a baby, passing away after I had a baby, or just shortly after I had a baby. I'm not sure, but she's showing me a baby in arms, and you can see she's got me rocking this spirit baby in my hands like this, because this is her. This is the memory that she's sharing with me as well. She's blowing kisses to you and the family, she says, because she says, I've been an angel, and she's spreading her wings. I've been an angel here for quite a while, she says, spreading her wings all around. She says that her way of coming close to the family is butterflies. Because she shows me the most beautiful butterfly wings coming around the family, okay? So much at peace, she says. She's so much at peace, and just, she's so joyful when I connect with her energy. So this would be her personality, because I feel like she was bubbly and energetic, you know, because she's got me like going like this, kind of like just so excited. Yeah, like she was quite the spitfire, she tells me, like her personality wise, and lots of, always smiling, and I feel like I was really, really positive, because I had to be positive, she said, because I had to be positive. Yeah, and I feel like she did a lot for her own parents, and did a lot for people when she was alive. Just a real go-getter, and just such a sweet, sweet lady. And she tells me, yeah, everybody called me sweet, sweet lady, is what she's saying to say. And she's sending love to those precious boys, she says to say. And she just loves everyone in the family, and she's sending lots and lots of love to everyone. She's telling me that the month of April is important to say for the family to recognize. And I'm also seeing a big double heart anniversary. So there's a happy anniversary that needs to go to someone in the family as well. So I'll leave you with that. Okay. Alexis Krause, anything from my sister Mackenzie? Okay, all right. Oh, okay. So, Alexis, the first image that your sister is putting in my head is a baby. So I don't know if there was a baby just born into the family, but this is the first image she's putting in my head. She says to tell you that she is so happy in heaven. I'm so peaceful, she says. I'm so peaceful. I can breathe again, she says. And I'm so happy. I can do things now that I couldn't do before, she says. And she shows me watching over everybody in the family. And most important, you. And I don't know if you're the baby sister or she's the baby sister. I heard the words baby sister. And she's given me the number 2. So sometimes they'll give me the number 2. So the number 2 can be significant in a number of ways. But I almost feel like she's talking about 2 siblings, okay, or 2 girls. Okay, and I have a vision of somebody, and I'm not sure if this is a bike or a motorbike, but I'm having a vision of somebody falling off of it and having a tumble. Yeah, and there's something about the helmet. Okay, so she could be talking about her. I'm not sure if she's talking about herself or someone else that's on the other side with her, because this feels like what she's describing to me is a motorcycle accident. So it could be someone else that's on the other side with her. I'm not sure. She wants you to know that she loves you, and she wraps her arms around you before you go to sleep every night. Let everyone know, and the arms are waving like this, let everyone know that I'm safe, that I'm okay, and that I'm really, really happy. So I'll leave you with that. And you have this, so you can rewind this. About 5 minutes after this video, you can rewind this and listen to it again, okay? Okay, Crystal Murphy. My father passed close to 2 years ago, and I would love to see more signs for him. I don't feel him around me. Okay, so Crystal, is that right? Yeah, Crystal. Okay, so Crystal, sometimes when we're still in healing mode, we have this bubble or this energy of healing light around us. And when we are in that state, it's almost like we're cocooned. And when that happens, it just simply means that we are still healing. And sometimes when we're still healing, and because healing for everybody is so individual, I have had people in their 80s come to me that have wanted to connect with a deceased loved one that passed 40 years ago. And to them, it still feels like it was just yesterday. And when we're in that state, sometimes that can actually stop us from seeing the signs, because our energy is not going into looking for signs. Our energy is going into healing our heart, because that's where our energy needs to be. It's okay. So one thing that you can do to open yourself to start to recognize the signs that heaven sends us is to ask your guardian angels to help you so that your eyes may see, your heart may feel, your thoughts may know, so your heart, mind, body, and soul on all levels can see, feel, hear, and know that your loved one's presence is around you, and help you to see and easily recognize the signs that they're bringing you to see. So that's a little prayer that you can say every day, either out loud or in your head. And sometimes, because I tend to be a little bit impatient, I will say, just show me those damn signs. Help me to see them. And then just allow it to be. So watch for your winged messengers, your feathers, your music, your dimes, and so on. I bet you within 24 or 48 hours, you'll get your first song, and that'll be pretty awesome for you. Okay. Okay. Mary A. Gallant. I keep mine in a separate cup too. Your dimes. You get your dimes. That's awesome. Mine are doves and recently dragonflies. Oh, that's so awesome. That must be the morning doves. They are so beautiful. And don't they bring you so much peace? When I see the morning doves too, I just absolutely love that. Oh, okay, let's see. Okay, Cindy Harris, hi there. Wondering if there are any messages for me. How about we pull a card for you, okay? And Cindy, I'm being guided to go to the Archangel Michael Oracle card deck for you. All right. So let's see what Archangel Michael wants to say to you here. All right. So Cindy, I feel like there's a situation around you, and the card that I pulled really speaks to that, because the card says it's time to leave the unhealthy situation. Archangel Michael, what parts of my life do I need to focus on more closely right now? Thank you for helping me hear your answers and for giving me the courage to make healthy changes in my life. Now, here's the kicker with that, Cindy. The first unhealthy situation that you need to address is your own limiting thoughts and your own limiting behaviors, because you can't expect anything else to change in your life until you get a hold of this and your own behaviors. So number one, only positive thoughts as to this situation is healed now. All of my angels guide my thoughts, my words, and my actions, so much so that they just scream peace, resolution, fairness for everyone involved. And then call on the angels to help you with this situation and to guide you and everyone else in it, so that you can get through all of this to your next step and start getting on with life and enjoying the peace and the joy and the tranquility that you really deserve. Because you have to realize you deserve peace in all ways. You deserve peace in all ways. And once you recognize that, that alone will shift your inner thoughts and your inner motivation, so that you start to see your way through. Archangel Uriel is the archangel to call on whenever you need that light at the end of the tunnel, because Archangel Uriel is that archangel that holds a lantern of light that guides us through a situation and helps us to find solutions quickly and easily. I'll leave you with that. Okay. Yvonne Coffin, at supper time looked outside and saw a yellow butterfly. Beautiful. Oh, that is beautiful. So lovely. And Kathleen McCormick, dragonflies, especially while fishing, super. I bet they come right close to you and almost light on you. That's so beautiful. Don Ferguson, I would love to hear from my late husband, Jackie. Let's get a message from Jackie. Speaking of fishing, this is an outdoor guy that's coming forward. I just know it. I can feel it in my bones as he's connecting with me. And I also feel like he was a jokester and almost like the life of the party and just loved to get everybody going. And I know he liked, I know he also liked to have a drink or two because he's telling me that as well. I'm also being made aware of, because he's kind of chuckling, I feel like somebody has a tattoo on the arm, the forearm, in memory of me. He's making me aware of as well. I know that, I feel like he keeps talking about a girl, so I don't know whether if he, I know he has his wife, because that's you, but I almost feel like he's talking about a girl, and I'm not sure if this is a daughter that he's talking about, but I feel like there's another girl that he left behind. So I'll leave that with you. I'm seeing the double heart, so I know I have to say happy anniversary from heaven. Okay, and I know there's also a birthday. This feels like it's a child's birthday because I'm seeing a bouquet of balloons. So I know that when I see the bouquet of balloons, it's often indicative of a child's birthday in the family that either just passed or is about to occur. I know that someone in the family, he's making me aware that someone in the family is pregnant. You may or may not know this, but Spirit sometimes knows more than we do, because I'm seeing this, he's touching a round belly and he's sending a lot of blessings into that belly, but because it's a pregnant belly is what he's showing me, okay? So it's like there's the round belly and he's like rubbing this lady's belly, okay? And he's very excited about this. He thinks it's going to be a boy, but I don't know, okay? Like when it comes to girl, boy, like I'm about 50-50, but he seems to think it's boy. Maybe they just want a boy, I'm not sure. He says to tell you that you're a beautiful, beautiful lady, and if he was to do it all over again, you would be his #1 choice, and he'd marry you all over again, he says. You just tell her that, he says. He says that he visits you. Sundays are something about Sundays and coming around you a lot on Sundays. So I don't know why that is, but maybe you're just thinking about him a lot on Sundays. There's something about Sundays that's very important. And again, he is recognizing that the month of April and May are very important to him as well, and I have to say that. He is dancing a jig on the other side, and Spirit will often show me that they're dancing a jig when, before they passed, they had some physical limitations because of illness, and they weren't able to do that. So he's dancing a jig, and he's as happy as a clam, he says, to tell you. I just have to say, I love you, he says. I just have to say, I love you, okay? So I'll leave you with that. All right, okay. Mary Gallant, 4 feathers in 3 weeks. Whoa, I found by me and 3 others by my 3 grandsons. Oh, that is so awesome. Yay, okay. All right. Okay, C.M. McMillan, a message, please. Yes, of course. So I'm being guided to pull a card for you from the Archangel Gabriel Oracle card deck. So let's see what Archangel Gabriel has to say to you tonight. Okay, that was quick. Oh, okay. Speeches and speaking. Okay, so Archangel Gabriel, I don't know, are you a teacher? Speeches and speaking. Archangel Gabriel is the archangel that you call upon to help you to Communicate clearly so that your words are never misconstrued or misunderstood in any way. Archangel Gabriel, if you have to talk or speak in front of people, will lend you confidence and courage in order to do so. The message on the card is you have important messages to deliver that can help others. And I really feel that this has to do with your career. So the speeches and the speaking part. So I'm not sure what it is that you do. To me, it kind of feels like education in some way, shape, or form, but you were on the right path is the big message to pass on to you, okay? And my beautiful souls, we have come to the end of Angel Talk Thursday for tonight. Please tune in next Thursday night as I continue to talk about signs from heaven, the other signs that are not as common, but they do happen from time to time. And yeah. And I look forward to seeing you right here next Thursday for more Angel Talk and more messages. Goodbye, everyone.